All right, what's up, Bourbon Bros? We are about to do a club meet here in December. You see the Christmas tree behind me, but we got about 14 dudes here tonight that are going to be blind tasting some really awesome bottles as we kick off the holidays. So let's go jump in and do our thing. So enjoy the video. It's gonna be a fun review. See you.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Oh yeah. Whistle Pig 10. Look, I got my new fancy Bourbon.
All right, so on the nose, I smelled it throughout the whole glass. I feel like it constantly changed for me. On the front end, I picked up a lot of cherry. After I had a couple of sips, I picked up a lot of leather, and then it changed to vanilla, and by then the glass, I smelled raisins. I thought the palate was really smooth. I couldn't really pick out anything on it, but it was delicious. It had a pleasant mouth burn that lingered for a long time, and I thought that was fantastic. I didn't have any guesses on proof, age, or price, but overall I rated it at 80.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, so I had a lot of cherry on the nose, vanilla. I had some brown sugar, slight ethanol. You know, nothing overbearing. Pretty buttery kind of smell. Same on the palate. Little ethanol burn in the mouth. Did not it lingered in the mouth, but it wasn't harsh to swallow. Right, it's not like burning your throat on the way down. A lot of cherry still on that. Finish, slight burn, cherry finish. It was kind of oaky. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I had a total score of 86.
Ooh, nice.
I had a proof. I just guessed. I mean, it's proof of 100. 6 years, $150 was a guess.
Nice.
Wow.
Good review.
All right, so I got very strong vanilla, like a vanilla extract. Like it was, it wasn't just like a light vanilla.
Like when you were
it was
a teenager
really
drinking
strong.
out of the kitchen.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I got some cherry on the nose, and I said like it was like a vanilla Coke. Like it just had that syrupy smell to it. And then on the palate, the cherry carried over, and then I wrote Dr. Pepper. It was very milky, and it was I felt it in everything, you know, from the front to the back to the sides, like it just carried along. Nice long finish. It was oaky, leathery. I really liked it. Didn't burn a lot, but you could tell that it could carry. So I think it's a 120 proof. I think it's a 5-year. I said it's about $80, and I scored it in 86. Same thing.
Nice.
There you go.
Good review.
Yeah, I like it.
Put this thing together! Me! That's
On
what...
the nose, I really enjoyed it. Like that first whiff was kind of dark cherries, really comforting smell. And then on the palate, I got a lot of vanilla and again, kind of the cherry taste. The finish was really nice and smooth, syrupy, a little bit of a hug, Kentucky hug, a little bit of a burn. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a traditional 100 proof, 8-year, $80, and I gave it an 85.
Nice review.
Like, cherries all the way, man. That's for sure. All right, the nose, B minus, just because I taste a little bit of, I smell a little bit of robitussin in it, but it's like a cherry flavor to it. Someone said raisin over there. I really like that comment. Raisin was definitely in there. Maybe a little bit of ethanol, but not, it's quality. It doesn't have like the ethanol that you would think it would have. On the palate, I give it an A. Cherries, raspberries, oak, more oak, almost kind of like it's toasted a little bit. And then the finish, I gave it an A. It's got a slight spice. It's definitely a cherry bomb. Overall score an 84. Definitely like it. At first, I thought it was an EHT single barrel because it's very cherry strong.
Oh yeah.
But now I'm gonna go with Traverse City.
Ooh,
Wow.
Michigan. Ooh.
So I kept my responses a little short and to the point, but on the nose, I got earthy oak and tobacco. So palate, oak and cherries. Finish, I just called this one smooth and creamy. So Yeah. What, somebody said viscosity earlier, so it's like,
The lawyer.
The lawyer, of course.
So proof 104.7 plus or minus. Age, because of the color, I have to go a little bit older, maybe around a 6 or 7 year. In price, I don't know. Brett may surprise us. This may come in at $69.95. So I don't know. I think it's going to be more, but I'm going to stay with that number. Overall score 86.
Fantastic.
Whoa!
Good review.
Cherry like everybody else off the front end, but I also got. This sounds so weird, but you ever smell a cigarette before it's lit? Like I got like a cigarette smell. To it.
Okay.
And maybe it's kind of like the
So
raw
rolling
tobacco.
papers is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
it's very mild ethanol in the smell, very limited on vanilla, but I got like something sweet also, like almost like a maple. I don't know what it was, but I will say that when the glass sat empty right now, it changes completely the smell of it. I get the vanilla, then I get a lot of tobacco. On the smell now.
I smell the tobacco
As
for
it
sure.
sat here for a while. I thought the velocity was good. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
I didn't get a Kentucky hug at all.
No hugs.
I wrote it's a little tinge on the front end, and maybe a hair on the middle, but on the no Kentucky hug at all. I said 105 proof, probably in the 6 to 8 year range, traditional, 65 to 75. My highest score was the finish. I gave it an 84, but my scores overall was 83.5, just to mess with you.
Hell yeah.
But I'm telling you, when I smell this, this smells like tobacco all day long now that it's sat here.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. So, solid pick. Great bottle, Brent. On the nose, cherry bomb. I wrote down Cheerwine bourbon.
Yeah. Salisbury bourbon.
Little Salisbury.
Cherry and Dr. Pepper.
Delicious. Straight cherry bomb. The palate carried through.
Yep.
Cherry and vanilla.
Yep.
I got a small rye bite.
Okay.
Small rye bite.
It's that spice.
Love the palate. I gave the nose a 95.
Woo! I think the highest ever.
I like that. I like that nose. The palate I gave it 85. On the finish, I got a little bit of a small hug, very small hug. Rye bite carried through. Still stayed with the cherry, but got a little bit of oak and leather on the finish. Overall, I think it's a rye.
Oh.
I think it's a rye. I said 120 proof, a 9 year, and I put $100.
Nice.
And I have no idea what it went.
Overall?
88.
Ooh.
88.
Our high score of the night. High score of the night.
I liked it.
Sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
On the nose, I mean, every time I took a sip, I'd go back to the nose, kind of get something a little different. The first round, it was cherry, Luden's cherries, the little cough drops.
Yep.
Second time I went back to it, got a lot of vanilla, and then on that very last one, it was just a lot of caramel, like the little caramel squares you get in the grocery store. Just phenomenal nose. Palate, again, picked up a lot of that vanilla, the caramel, a little bit of spice, and syrup. That very long, kind of just lasted finish, lingering oak. I've got proof at around 108, 8 year, just a lot of that due to the color. And North Carolina pricing, I'm trying to get it all. I did $49.99, I got an 82.
Okay.
You're probably not All far. right, so interesting. It's not Buffalo Trace. So on the nose, very nice, pleasant cherry. No ethanol. It was one of the first ones. I usually am very sensitive to the ethanol smell on the nose. I didn't get any of it. I was surprised. The palate, and I wrote in big letters, cherry syrup, but it wasn't a negative. But it coated your mouth. It stayed with you. It wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was pleasant, like Prez did. Like he was like, but anyway, it was okay. I enjoyed it. The finish, oaky, but it was a lasting long, and then you had this long burn, just like you said, but it wasn't unpleasant. So I enjoyed it. I actually gave it an 81, which is a very unusual score for me. It's either a 90 or like a 0, or ass. I usually write is what I say if I don't like it. The one thing I will say negatively about this is This one tasting is all I would do one night. It's a dessert bourbon for me. And I'm afraid that it's probably very expensive because I would love to use this as a bartender to mix and make some really good like themed drinks, but I think it's too expensive for that. I think it's a traditional, probably 105 proof plus, 6 to 8 years, around 120 bucks, which pushes it out of the mixing range.
If you pay for it, brother, you can do whatever.
What you need to do now is get focused and stop pointing fingers. You're a problem. You're a real. Hold up. Yeah. Hold up, hey.
Smell was amazing. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm sniffing, I'm like, wow, that might be one of the best noses I've ever had on a bourbon. So I didn't, it was floral, which was pleasant, sweet, very sweet, pleasing. The taste was fruity. I don't get a specific fruit though. I mean, if I Court said cherry, I didn't really get cherry, but it was fruity without.
Red berry.
Yeah, in that zip code, that's right. The finish fell a little bit off because I think the nose was spectacular, but it wasn't, I'm not critiquing it, like that's not a negative, but it was still absolutely solid. I gave it an 85, 110 proof, 9 years, and I do think it's expensive, so I said $89.
Damn. So these are going to be honest reviews here. On the nose, like everyone else, very cherry forward, vanilla bean, little bit of honey, but the biggest thing I was getting was cornbread.
Okay.
Don't eat your cornbread. But then it turned for me on the palate. I was getting a lot of spice, cinnamon, honey. Kind of was throwing me off between bourbon and rye, but then I was like, no, I'm definitely thinking bourbon. The finish I rated the highest because it was just so long, syrupy, and again, I think it was. I think the finish was the best part about the whole thing. Overall, I did 85.
Damn.
I won't go into the proof and all that because I know, but 85 is the total.
Okay.
I like it.
What? Nice.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Actually, going around the table, there were a few people that got some things right on the bottle. So this is a good friend of mine actually donated this bottle for me.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to find it. I have no idea where he got it. I've never seen it on a shelf, and it's a pick. So
Donated.
yeah, yep, and donated.
Right, that's a good friend.
From what I was getting online, it's very hard to find anything about this bottle. But the nose was saying heavy vanilla, heavy cherry. So you guys nailed that. The palate, same thing. It is a bourbon. It is actually younger than I was expecting when you tried it. It's only 5 years old. So it's not very corny. It does have some good depth to it. Price, from what I was seeing online, was around 69 bucks. But again, depending on what market you're at.
Store price, right?
Yeah, 69 bucks for retail.
Okay.
So I wanted to do this whole long write-up about this bottle because it's got a cool story. But it's basically the American outlaw, basically where they got the Robin Hood name from. This guy would rob the rich to feed the poor, but it is the Jesse James Outlaw. Which I didn't think anybody's ever tried. It is Jesse James Outlaw, the bourbon strength.
Wow. Okay.
And it's 122 proof. Yeah. I think they sell the non-barrel strength.
So
that's good.
So remember,
and that says 5 year.
Remember in Kentucky,
It doesn't drink on 22.
It's smooth.
So